Yo, what is going on, guys? So, I am back now, and I know it's been like another month again, and I know I keep doing this. It's not like I'm sick of making YouTube videos. This is actually, I wouldn't say like a great excuse, but it's my excuse. So, I've been sick recently for like the past 2 weeks, and it's not like corona sick. It was kind of like, I've been, like having these, okay, refresh. I've been having these headaches a few days after my graduation, which was June 1st. And I've been having them every single day and all day until like, I'd probably say like 4 days ago. Or no, not 4 days ago. I'd probably say like 2 to 3 days ago, it, started going away now. And it all started with just my eyes feeling very sore. And then it would lead to a headache, and in the morning I would just take like 1 to 2 Advils in the morning, and then I'd be good for the whole day. That's when it all started. And later on I would have it every single day, so your body, not just my body, everyone's body would get used to like the Advil and like having it being taken that amount. Your body would just need more for, I'm having a hard time explaining this, but if your body keeps taking the same amount of medicine every single day, your body's going to get used to it, and you're just going to have to keep taking more for it to actually work. And later on, it just started getting really, really bad. And I would just feel like I'm in such misery pain. Part of me felt like I was not like drinking enough water. So for the past week and a half, I've been drinking nothing but water. Absolutely nothing but water. Like, I would eat, but like it would, any drink, just water. And I would do whatever I can to make my headache stop. Like, if it had to do with something like distracting me and it would actually work, I would do that. Except like it would just come back as soon as whatever I was doing was done. And then part of me felt like maybe I just haven't been exercising enough, and I have a swimming pool, so I would just swim constantly for like an hour and only take very few like breather breaks, because I would be doing like the butterflies and stuff, like stuff that would like make your body work. So I've been doing that mostly every day for like an hour to hour and a half. And I would play basketball, except every time I try to go to the basketball court, there's always too much people there. But yeah, so that never helped that much as well. Like, my head would go away as soon as I started swimming, but then it would come back as soon as I'm done. So my mom called like this nurse on the phone, and she said I should go to the emergency room. And I did. I really wasn't sure about it because I've never really been to hospitals, because nothing really happens to me. Like, normally if I get a headache, as soon as I go to sleep, it's going to be gone as soon as I wake up. That's how it's always been for me. But this time it was like way different. Like, this was the longest I've ever had in my life. So we go to the emergency room. I have to go in alone since I'm 18. And that's kind of scary for me, because if you've ever been to a hospital, or if you were ever in my position and you've never been to a hospital for yourself, and you have to go in alone and you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know like if you're allergic to something or not, it can be pretty scary. Like, you don't know if you can say yes to this or no to that. And I sign in and everything, and I got a CAT scan, but when I got to the hospital, I try to treat it all as like a joke. Like, I would tell myself like, just mess around, try to act like it's all fun and games and everything. Just some machine's gonna roll around your head. Like, just treat it all as a game. So that's what I was doing, and then they said we're gonna have to take you to a room so the doctor can get the scan results to see, because we mostly wanted to go there because they didn't know if like I could have had a tumor or something like that, or I don't know. So after the CAT scan and everything, I go back into the waiting room. They come back with a wheelchair, and I'm like, okay, like, this is a little weird, but I'll get in. So I started, treating it as a joke again, act like I was driving in a car, because I am that mature in my life. And I made the nurse laugh, which was kind of funny, but I started acting like I was driving a car making engine noises. And then she put me in a room and said, you can go ahead and lay down right now. And I asked her, and I'm like, am I gonna be here like for the rest of the night? And she said, did someone drag you here? I said, yeah, my mom. They're like, oh, it's okay. She was like, oh yes, then you could go home tonight, but we're just gonna have you be in this room. And I'm like, okay. And after I'm laying there, a different nurse comes in, says, hi, like, how are you feeling? And I said, like, I'm alright, like, and she said, what are your symptoms, like, what's going on? And I told her everything that I've been having. And she said, okay, well, we're gonna have to do a blood test, a urine test, and then we're gonna have to, like, give you, like, the type of, like, drug and, like, like, one of the drug ended with the Zide. I don't remember what it was completely called, but there's a couple drugs out there that end with Zide. It turns out my mom is actually allergic to that, and she knew about it, but I didn't know that. And if she, like, had too much of what I was taking, or, like, a certain amount, she could have died. But luckily for me, it didn't affect me that way. But the other drug was just Benadryl, which would make me, like, a little bit warm and fuzzy and just sleepy. That really didn't work for me, because after I heard that I had to take a blood test, I started freaking out a little, because I have a thing with needles, and a lot of people do, like, they don't like shots, but, like, I literally have, like, a thing about them where, like, I'll actually start breathing heavy, and I'll possibly pass out, because it's happened before. And it's different because, like, at the doctor's office, it's a tiny little needle, but, like, at the emergency room, it's a pretty big needle, you know? It's a lot bigger and longer. And I first had to take the urine test, and like I said, I've been drinking water for like the past week and a half. Nothing but water, and a great big amount of water. So my urine was actually pretty clear, and I even went to the bathroom 2 times before I even took that urine test. So I was like, that's the best timing ever. I actually had to go. And then I had to take the blood test, and I said, how many am I going to have to take? She said, just one. It's not even going to be like a big amount. It's just going to be like this tiny little bottle amount. And it was actually a very small amount. It was like, I'd probably say like an ounce, maybe even less. And she puts it in me, and I chose not to look. I'm like, do not look at it. Like, you're going to freak out. And after she said, uh-oh, like, you're a little dehydrated, I have to take another one. And I said, hold up, there's no way I can be dehydrated. Like, look at my example that I just gave you. And she said, I know, but from the looks of it, you've been outside, and this part of your body does not have enough water in it. I have to take another shot. So I'm freaking out a little, and then I take another one. I still did good on that one. I just chose not to look. I just started to think about something random, like my girlfriend, a car, or something like that. And then she puts in like a plastic needle after giving me like a hole, which would like inject like the drugs that I was just talking about that my mom's allergic to. And it was like it was hooked up to an IV, and like half the thing was empty. Well, it was fully filled, but I left when it was like half empty. But before I left, I started having a panic attack a little. Like, I started breathing heavy. I couldn't get tired, even though the drugs that were in there was Benadryl that would make me sleepy. Except the other drug that they gave me had a huge amount of caffeine in it. And that's why it's called a migraine cocktail. So I started having a panic attack. And I started freaking out. I called the nurse. I said, I have to leave, because I was alone and it was dark in there. I didn't know what to do. I tried to watch the TV. That didn't help. I just called the nurse. I said, I need to leave. I end up going home. Like, I started taking everything off of me. I told the nurse to take the thing out of my arm. She did. And I go home, and I'm literally, like, panicking. I'm, like, pacing around the house. I'm having a hard time breathing. And I don't know what to do. Like, I kind of wish I never went to the emergency room at all. I wish I just kept my headache the entire time. That's what I wished for. And I'd still rather have that than what I have felt before. And yeah, that's what's been happening to me lately. So I've been feeling a whole lot better now. I'm well and rested. My headaches have mostly went away. I kind of have like a double vision. I'm seeing an eye doctor for that. But that's it for this video. This is the gameplay of the new Vector on shipment. I hope you guys did enjoy. The class will be at the end of the video. I'll see you guys later.